today. My name is Jazzy, and I'm a health fitness specialist here with Exos at Autodesk. And welcome to today's stretch break. So we're going to go ahead and start off on the ground. We are going to be on our hands and knees to start off. So we're going to work a little bit today on opening up our hips a little bit more. So we're going to start off with some quadruped rocking. So we're going to start off, again, hands and knees. You can spread your knees a little bit wider than your hips if that feels okay. If not, keep them directly under your hips. And we're going to go ahead and rock back as far as you can. And then we're going to come back up and squeeze the glutes back to that tabletop. So let's go ahead and do 5 of these. You can hold for a few seconds at the bottom before coming back up. We want to make sure as we're doing this, we're keeping our back nice and flat, which means that our core has to be engaged the whole time. And you really want to make sure we're going in one straight line down, just like a squat, and then squeezing those glutes to come back up. And to really feel that extra stretch in your hips, it helps if you really kind of push away with your hands and then come back up to top. All right, let's go ahead and do one more here. And back to tabletop. So from here, we're going to do pretty much the same thing, but we're going to stick one leg out like a kickstand. So I'm going to use my right leg first, and you want to keep your foot flat on the ground. So your the whole bottom of your foot is touching the ground the whole time. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to rock back, hold for a few seconds, really feel that stretch in your inner thigh, and then come back up to top. So let's go ahead and do 5 of these just like that. Same thing, we want to keep the back nice and flat. Hold for a few seconds at the bottom. Really feeling that stretch on our inner thigh, helping open up those hips. And let's go ahead and do one more. Then we'll go ahead and switch to the other side. So my right leg was out last time, so now my left leg is going to be out. Making sure we're keeping our foot flat on the ground the whole time. Going back as far as we can. And back up to tabletop. We're going to do 5 on this side as well. Sure we're keeping our back nice and flat the whole time. And not forgetting to breathe. Last one. And then from here, we're going to go into a seated position. And we're going to do a shin box. Let me move my screen down a little more so you can see my legs. So a shin box, what we're going to do is we're going to have one. So right now my left leg is out in front. My quad is straight out in front and then bent at the knee 90 degrees. And then my back leg is going to be straight out from my hip. And then my heel is directly below my knee. So I have 90 degrees in each leg. And we're just going to try and sit here for a few seconds first. I know for me, it takes a few seconds to kind of let my hip stretch out a little bit. It can be very challenging. You want to make sure we're keeping both glutes as close to the ground as we can. Breathing nice and deep, trying to sit up nice and tall. It's going to help work on our posture as well. So from here, we're going to do a couple leans, okay? So we're going to have our arms straight out beside us. We're going to lean forward over our front leg and then come back up and then open up and rotate towards your back leg and forward. So let's go ahead and do 3 of those. Try to open up as far as you can, really opening up that spine. And I said 3, but I really meant 5. So this is 3. We're going to do 2 more after this. Nice, slow, and controlled. Keeping your knees and your feet on the ground, really opening up with that spine. And 1 more. All right, and from here, we're gonna stay on this side. We're gonna go ahead and take, so since my left leg is out in front, I'm gonna put my left arm down next to my side. And I'm gonna take my right arm and I'm gonna thread it through as far as I can. Hold for a few seconds and return back to center. So again, we're kind of opening up our spine in the other direction here. We're gonna do 5 again. So reaching back, really feeling your spine open, back to center. Let's go ahead and do 2 more here. Good job, you guys. And last one. Awesome job. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and flip over to the other side. So now my right leg is gonna be in front, knee, or my quad is directly straight out, and then my foot is off to the side. Same thing with the back, straight out. And you want 2 90-degree angles. We're gonna go ahead again, stick the arms straight out in front. Trying to keep as upright as possible. We're gonna hold this here for a few seconds, really let our body get accustomed to the seated position. At this time, you may notice that one hip is tighter than the other, so one side might be a little bit harder. For me, this is my easy side. I always do the hard one first. And from here, with our arms straight out to our sides, we're going to go ahead and bend forward. And then open up in the other direction. So I'm opening up to the left now. Trying to get as far as you can. You want to be parallel with your back leg. Trying again, keep the knees and your feet on the ground the whole time. Keeping your back flat as you lean forward. Rotate as far as you can. Don't forget to breathe. 2 more here, you guys. Really feeling that spine open up, keeping our posture nice and straight. Last one. All right. So now we're gonna do the same thing as we did on the other side, but now we're using the other arm. So my right arm is down on the ground. I'm gonna take my left arm. I'm gonna thread it through as far as I can, and then come back to center. We're gonna do 5 of these. And as we bend forward through, go ahead and exhale, reach as far as you can. We're doing 5, so we got 2 more here. And last one. All right, good job, you guys. And then last thing we're gonna do here, we're gonna go back to our hands and our knees. I want you guys to take your knees nice and wide here. So go as wide as you comfortably can. And we're gonna sink back into child's pose with our knees a little bit wider so we can really open up those hips. Make sure we're breathing into the belly. Want to feel that waistband expand as you inhale. Slowly exhale through the mouth. Let's go ahead and do one more big deep breath. Slowly exhaling. And after that last breath, slowly come up. Put your head, neck, and shoulders be the last thing to come up. And that will conclude today's stretch break. Don't forget to join us tomorrow again at 3 p.m. with Brittany for the stretch break. And don't forget to keep posting your meals on our Slack channel for this week's Balanced Meal Challenge. And thank you all for coming, and I hope you all feel nice and relaxed.